So the other day, a friend asked me, you know what, I really need to start trading. And how do I start? Where do I start? I know, Markus, that you're doing a lot here with stock market trading, but I mean, what is the first step? And this is why I thought, you know what, let's actually do this video here really quick where I'll give you a step-by-step guide of what to do if you're new to trading and you might need it or a friend of yours need it. So let's get started. So first of all, at a high level, you do need a solid trading strategy. And what does a trading strategy do? Well, a trading strategy answers three questions, which is, what do you want to trade? Do you want to trade Tesla? Do you want to trade Apple? Do you want to trade CPE? Do you want to trade DCP? You might wonder, why, well, what do I want to trade? So this is exactly the point. Then number two, a trading strategy says, when exactly do you enter? Because if you're switching over here at the charts and we're looking at a daily chart here of Tesla, let's just bring it over here. So you might say, okay, do I buy Tesla right now? Do I buy it when it breaks above 1200? Do I buy it when we go down to 1000 on the retracement here? So when do I start? Third thing that a trading strategy does, it answers the question when to exit. And you either exit with a profit or you exit with a loss. Okay, so this is one of the things that you need. Let me come back here to this. Then number two, you do need powerful tools. And we'll talk about this here in a moment, but I also want to give you, for the high level overview, the third element that I feel is very important, and this is the right mindset. And you see, when trading can be simple, but it's not easy. You want to make sure that you understand that trading is a profession. And when trading, there's always great days when you're celebrating and say, hey, this is awesome, I'm having all these wins. And then there will be days when you're looking at your account and say, oh my gosh, nothing is working. So we'll talk in a moment also about the right mindset. But I want to give you in this video also a few resources where you can dig deeper. So you see here, I did a video how to build a trading plan that works. I'll link to it in the description. Take a look at this. And with this, I'll also give you this trading plan template, and you'll see it's only 4 pages. And you might say, oh, 4 pages? But you see it's step by step, and there's many examples here where you write down your goals, your preferences regarding your risk level, time horizon, your availability, what markets do you want to trade, and decide how much capital you have for trading. And if right now you say, Markus, I don't know all this. Well, this is why I want to point you to that video that will help you tremendously. So let's talk about a trading strategy. And again, a trading strategy just answers 3 questions. So it doesn't have to be super complicated. And I mean, there's no shortage of trading strategies out there. As you know, you just need to Google or even here on YouTube, look for trading strategy, and there are a gazillion. So which one do you choose? Well, if you have been following this channel for a while, then you know that I like to trade the PowerX strategy and the wheel strategy, but these are only 2 of all of the choices that you have. Let's talk about this here, and let's talk why trading strategy or selecting the right trading strategy is so important. We talked about it. I like to trade the PowerX strategy, or you can trade the wheel strategy, or of course, then there's a plethora of other trading strategies. And I'm not saying that you should trade the PowerX strategy. I'm not saying that you should trade the wheel strategy. I'm saying you need to find something that works for you, because this, I think, is the most important thing. You see, every trader is different, and this is also part of the trading plan that we have right here, as you can see. That's why you need to ask yourself, okay, how much of your account are you willing to lose? When do you pull the plug? Are you willing to actually risk 20, 30% of your account? Or are you a more conservative trader who is more concerned about drawdowns? Based on this, you need to find a trading strategy that fits you. And you see, for me, there's 4 main requirements, and this is, what is the risk of the strategy? What kind of risk can you assume? Or when trading this strategy here, and you know that with the wheel strategy, there is some risk involved, but this is where you also have some nice returns. And you see, this is the important thing that you need to understand when trading the risk and return. It's basically like a curve, right? The more risk you're willing to take, the more you can expect returns. If you're very risk averse, which is fine, right? If you only want to have risk a few percent of your account or have a drawdown of only a few percent, you will also make a few percent. You might not even outperform the S&P index, right? Instead of buying an index fund. But as you know, the index fund, if you just look at this really quick, we look at the S&P here, there are times when it is going down, and we all recall May 2020 or March, I think it was March and April 2020 when the S&P dropped here. I think it was close to 30%, or maybe this was the Nasdaq, we dropped 30% here. There is risk involved when trading here. So make sure that you know this. Then also capital requirements. Based on your account size, certain strategies might not be suitable for you, and the other are time requirements. I mean, it's great if you find a day trading strategy that you love and fits all of your risk parameters, but if you can sit in front of the computer all day long, which might be required for this strategy, then this is not a good strategy for you. So I want to also give you a few resources here where you can dig deeper, and I'll link to these following videos here in the description. So I have actually 3 videos for you. This is where the wheel option strategy, a complete guide where you can dive deeper there and see if this is a strategy that might fit your risk parameters. Or I have the ultimate guide to the PowerX strategy. It's another video, probably around 20 minutes, that you can watch. And then I'm comparing these strategies. Now I did this in 2020, but it is still current here. So I'll talk about the strategies. I'll talk about the differences in terms of risk, return, capital requirements, and time requirements, because these are the 4 most important criteria when selecting a strategy. Now let's move on and let's talk about trading tools. And the reason why this comes after you're selecting a trading tool is, after you select a trading strategy, is you want to find a tool that supports your trading strategy. Now with the trading tool, please don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Keep in mind that when trading, you're trading against other traders. You're trading against the brightest minds in the world. And you see, some people say, oh, it's the bulls versus the bears in the markets, or the guys that have a lot of money versus the guys who have a little money. And that's not true. You see, when it comes to the market, it is the educated people versus the uneducated people, those who invest time in learning how to trade properly, those who have the right tools versus those who have the right mindset versus those who are saying, hey, you know what, let's just open an account right now because I get a free stock if I open an account with Webull or Robinhood, and hey, with the free stock, I can just buy some other stocks here. So this is super important that you have the right tools. And again, these depend on your trading strategies. So what trading tools do you really need? For me personally, I'm only using 2 tools right now. So the one tool that I use is, you have already seen it, TradingView. This is a charting software that you can use, and I'll link to a video here in a moment where I'll explain to you how I use it. And then, of course, I have the PowerX Optimizer that scans for me for the best stocks and options to trade. Because again, it goes back to a trading strategy. What does a trading strategy, the 3 questions that they answer, what to trade, when to enter, when to exit. And this is what PowerX Optimizer does for me. And this is why I like using this tool. Now, for you, it might be different. And based on the trading strategy that you use, you might use different tools. I know that there's many subscription services out there. For example, there's, bar charts, or there's Benzinga, or there might be other services where you can build your own scanners. And this is why it depends on what trading strategy are you trading. So make sure that you have a tool that supports your trading strategy. I have a few videos for you. The first one is, I did a TradingView tutorial for beginners. I did this a few months ago, how to master TradingView in less than 30 minutes. So you might want to check this out, because I believe that TradingView is a good tool for beginners and professionals alike. Then I have a tool about PowerX Optimizer, and this is where I'm showing you how I use it. And then I also have my trading routine 2022, and all 3 videos, I'll link to them in the description, and I'm sure that also Nicole and Martin are linking to them here in the chat. Now, the good news is all of these videos are probably between 7 and 20 minutes long, so it doesn't take that long to go through them. And maybe that's something that you might do after watching this video, or maybe you schedule it for the weekend when you have some time and you're not busy. Okay, next is you do need a broker. And you see this where recently, for the past 2 years, lots of people promoted brokers because then they got a kickback or free stocks. So you might have heard your friend telling you, oh my gosh, you need to sign up with Robinhood, or oh my gosh, you need to sign up with Webull, because when you do, you are getting a free stock and I'm getting a free stock. You see, it was like a lottery. You could be lucky and get a really expensive stock, but most of the time it was around $10 to $30 here. So this is not how I think you should select your broker. Again, it all depends on your trading strategy here. So this is where you want to make sure that your broker supports your trading strategy. As an example, if you want to day trade futures, Robinhood is not for you. They're not offering futures trading. If you want to trade Forex or cryptocurrencies, then I don't know, certain brokers might not be right for you. So first decide on your trading strategy, because the trading strategy is answering the question what to trade. So for me personally, I do trade the PowerX strategy. I do trade the wheel strategy. I did a video where I compared some brokers for my needs here. This is where brokerage account 2021, which zero commissions broker should you use? In the past, I have been using Tastyworks, and right now I'm transferring everything over from Tastyworks to Tradier. Now, I'm not saying that Tradier is the best broker ever. It depends on you. I did a comparison based on the results of the past year that I did, and I looked at how much do I pay in commissions? How often do I get assigned? Is there an assignment fee? What about transfer fees if you're transferring money in and out of your account? What about, so it's not only commissions, also margin interest. If you use an account where you're trading on margin, you want to take a look at margin interest. So there's several factors. So in fact, in this video here, I am comparing, I believe it is 5 different brokers along 5 different criteria. So you want to take a look at this. So I'll link to it in the description here as well. Now the question is, when you start trading, what should you expect when trading in terms of how much money can you actually make with trading? And so let's talk about this, because that's always a question where somebody says, okay, let's say I start with $5,000. Can I turn this into $100,000 by the end of the year? I don't think that this is how it works, at least not for the way how I trade. Now again, there's people who go to Vegas with $100 and come back with $20,000 because they got lucky. But there's also people going to Vegas with $20,000 coming back with $100. So you need to know, you need to have a strategy, because when trading, you don't want to trade just for fun or because you're bored. So what can you expect? It really depends on your trading strategy. And this is why I'm coming back. A trading strategy is the cornerstone to your success as a trader. With the trading strategies that I personally trade, with the PowerX, we are scanning for stocks that in the past have proven to make at least 40% per year. When you're trading options, might be a little bit more, but look for around 40 to 50% per year. With the wheel strategy, we are targeting the way how I trade the strategy around 30% per year. When you're using a margin account and you're basically doubling your buying power, this would also mean that you're doubling the expected return, and again, you're taking on more risk. So make sure that you know how to use margin responsibly. And I did a video on margin that I'll link to in the description here as well, so that you know what does it mean, this whole margin thing, and should I do it or should I not do this? This is where I'm targeting 30% per year with the wheel. Again, a few videos here for you. This is where I actually have a video that is called Trading for a Living. How much money do you need? And in this video, I also answer the question, how much money can you expect? Because that's the other question. Can you start with $2,000? Do you need $5,000? Do you need these $25,000 that some people say you need in order to trade? You see, this is when it comes to the pattern day trading rule. And don't worry about this, because most of the time you don't need that at all. Now, before I talk about the next steps, and there is actually 5 steps that you should take right now after watching this video. Let me ask you, has this been helpful at all? Because if it has been helpful thus far, before I reveal these 5 steps, click on like really quick. And if you enjoy more videos like this, click on subscribe. So this way you get more videos whenever I release them. Okay, so let's actually talk about the next steps. So number 1, after you have decided on a strategy, you want to make sure that you learn the strategy and know the strategy inside out, that you know what to expect, that you know the possible returns, that you know the risks of the strategy, that you know the capital requirements of the strategy, that you know the time requirements. This is where it goes back, right? So risk, return, capital requirements, and time requirements. That you know the rules of the strategy, that you know when to enter, when to exit, and what stocks or options to trade. So probably got to spend a couple of hours to really learn the trading strategy. After you learn the trading strategy, get the tools. Get the tools that you need in order to trade this particular trading strategy, and then get familiar with the tools. Again, it might be that you choose to get PowerX Optimizer. It might be that you choose to use TradingView. It might be that you're choosing to use some other tools. The important thing is the tools are absolutely useless if you don't know how to use them. You know this cliche where they say it's like driving a Ferrari in first gear. You want to make sure that with the tools that you choose, that you're supporting actually your trading strategy, that you're not driving the Ferrari or the car or whatever you want to do in first gear. Then I highly, highly, highly recommend practice on a simulator. So at first, I recommend that you do at least 40 trades on a simulator, because this way you get a better feel for the strategy. This way you get a better feel for the rules of the strategy. You see different market conditions, and you also experience the risks. And it is always better to experience the risks when it is just paper money, not real money, than money that is your hard-earned money here. Okay, step number 4, then once you're familiar with this, choose a broker, fund your account, and also please, by all means, get familiar with the broker platform, right? You want to make sure that you know how to place an OCO order if the strategy calls for this, how to place a GTC order, how to place a stop order, how to place a limit order, how to place a stop limit order, whatever it might be, right? So get familiar with the broker. And then step number 5, there we go, start small. And here's what I mean by this. There is no need, even if right now you have $100,000 that you could allocate for trading, start with $10,000 or $20,000 or whatever the trading strategy calls for. Because even if you practice on a simulator, it doesn't really show you how it feels, right? Because as traders, we do have emotions. Now, you should not act on your emotions, but you should be aware that this is something where you'll have days where you say, this is awesome, I love trading, this is the best thing ever. And there's other days when you say, oh my gosh, I'm ready to give up. I mean, I will never make it as a trader. So this is where it comes back to the mindset. This is why it is super important here. So start small and then grow big. You can always add money to your account later on as you grow. So this is here basically my little stock market update for beginners 2020 with many resources that I'll link to in the descriptions. Hope you find this helpful. If you did, click on like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll take a look at these videos in the description. I'll probably have also a few videos popping up here right now.